He's not even thinking about it. He's thinking about how to win this race right now. You know, he's just such a competitor, and he goes from you know, he puts that behind him, and as great as that was, you know, this is a nationwide race, and he's just as intense about winning it as what he was the Daytona 500.
Remember what happened in the final laps a week ago at Daytona. The great finish. They were 3 wide and pushing and shoving in the final laps. Kyle Busch and Tony Stewart. Carl Edwards got there in second. You know, Clint Boyd in a 29 car. Got some of the same cars involved. Can we get the same kind of finish?
We're going to find out right here.
All right, let's see what Carl can do. Can cousin Carl hold off the kid, Kyle Busch, who's been so stout all night long?
Busch has to be a little bit careful here. If he goes to make a move and it doesn't exactly work, he could lose a spot. And here goes Kevin Harvick trying to go to the inside. Kyle's going to take that spot, though. If he can get that run.
Oh, he gets into
Carl. Here we go. This is what we were talking about.
Here comes Harvick on the inside.
Harvick down but low, gets a little drafting help from Logano. There comes Jeff Burton. Here goes Kevin Harvick for the lead in turn 3.
He's got it right now.
Yeah, but Kyle's going to carry a lot of speed off of this corner.
Well, you can see right there, Kyle Busch just floated that car right in the corner. Let Harvick get down in there and then just use that exit speed.
Look at all the spots that Carl Edwards lost after that little bit of a tap from Kyle Busch.
Here comes Logano now in 3rd spot.
David Reagan up very high on the outside back there trying to go by Carl Edwards, his teammate.
You see Jeff Burton in the 4th spot there. That car's sideways off the corner.
Look at Reagan all the way down to the bottom of the racetrack underneath Burton.
Yeah, and that cost Jeff Burton coming off of there. David Reagan got a run and took that 4th spot from him.
I gotta think Carl Edwards not happy about the way Kyle Busch made that pass on him.
Probably not. I'm doubting Kyle Busch is worried too much about that, huh?
Unless we get a caution flag and Carl can catch it.
You know, here, let's look back there in 3rd. We were talking about Joey Logano earlier. Hey, he hadn't been that impressive. There he is. He's taking his car and got up to 3rd spot. That's pretty impressive to me.
It is very impressive, but I think he had some damage. We finally saw that where they fixed that nose. And after they fixed that nose, it's been a lot better for Joey.
Yeah, battling a car has been pushing most of the night.
I don't know that he's going to win the race. I don't think that. As you see David Reagan trying to make a run on that high side. Kyle Busch is about a tenth and a half better than what these guys are right behind. Shannon, how about Joey Logano?
Well, they took a big whack at that car on that last pit stop. They changed pretty much everything. Wedge, track bar, air pressure, really took a big shot at it. Right now, Joey Logano, 3rd place for this young man. What a great run tonight.
You can see him go back to the high side once again. That's where he really started to pick up some speed on that last run. He's able to hold off David Reagan right there off the turn 2.
David Reagan's career best finish in the NASCAR Nationwide Series, 3rd at Memphis in this race car that they put a new body on last year. There comes his teammate Carl Edwards digging on the bottom of the racetrack.
He's going to try to get around both these guys, but they carry a lot of speed off the corner by being able to carry more speed through the center and get back to the throttle. You see Carl lost a little bit of ground to them there.
Kyle Busch the leader, then Harvick in 2nd. Logano, there comes Logano, Reagan and Edwards, Burton back in 6th, Rudeman 7th, Vickers 8th, Gahn and Stephen Wallace in 9th and 10th.
Yeah, nice run for Rusty Wallace Racing there. Those guys both in the top 10.
See, we got to give a lot of credit, too, to Kevin Harvick's team. That they're peaking at the right time here.
Yeah.
Our in-race reporter's doing a great job. This is 11th spot being battled out on the racetrack.
Greg Biffle, by the way, checked over and released at the Infield Care Center after having that contact with the wall. He's okay.
Jason Leffler, this is a great job by Jason Leffler. He's in the 11th spot right now, trying to hold off Scott Lagacy, but Jason was in that accident where Brad Keselowski was turned. We see the 2 teammates here battling. This is for the 4th spot. Jason Leffler had a lot of damage to the right front of that 38 car, but has done a nice job of coming back.
Carl Edwards knows that in a season-long chase for the championship, every single position is going to be meaningful, particularly when he's going to have to chase that 18 car quite a few days.
He's got 10 laps to go here, and he's still looking at. You see Joe Logano right here. He's going to make a move on him, and then he's got Kevin Harvick before he finally get maybe a look at Kyle Busch, who just destroyed this field tonight.
Yeah, and Carl, that little tap kind of broke his momentum and then allowed about 4 or 5 guys to go by him on the inside before he could get back in line. And so he just lost a lot of time. He may have enough time here to get back to second. You see him try to take that 3rd spot from Logano and Kevin Harvick just in front. So he may be able to get back to second. And if we'd have a caution, Andy, as you said, anything could happen from that point.
That's the thing. If he gets to 2nd spot, the last thing Kyle Busch is going to want to see is a green, white checker.
What's our buddy Alan Bestick says? It ain't over.
Ain't over till it's over.
Till it's over. That's right.
And Carl Edwards still digging.
Carl Edwards using 7 lanes of the racetrack, all the way from the top of the track all the way to the bottom in the turns.
He's doing everything that he can to try to get by Joey Logano, but Joey's doing a nice job up on that high side of really keeping his the momentum up with his car and getting a good run off the corner. You can see he's closing in on Kevin Harvick a little bit.
Inside of 10 laps to go, Kyle Busch trying to hold on. Here's the battle side by side. 3rd position, Logano, and again right in front of Carl Edwards.
That high lane seems to work a little bit better in 1 and 2 than what it does in 3 and 4. He holds his own in 3 and 4 most of the time, but it really seems to work really good right here. As he gets down into turn 1, then he can really get back to the throttle and get off of this corner.
Yeah, you see how Carl Edwards can get through the middle of the corner pretty good, but this momentum off the corner really pays off for that high line.
You got to remember, Kevin Harvick's pretty hungry. He's never wanted his own race car. Kevin Harvick Incorporated car, never wanted his home racetrack in Bakersfield, California.
He's doing everything he can. He had that left front down just below the white line there, trying to get as much grip as he could. Here's Carl Edwards trying to take over that 3rd spot.
David Reagan saying, you find an opening and I'll follow you through. Here he goes.
Oh, really getting down into the corner, taking the shorter way around. Joe Logano really gets that Toyota wound up, though, and as we get down the straightaway, Carl will have to fall back in line. Kyle Busch has jumped out to a 1 second lead over Kevin Harvick again. See him just up in front. He's not as far away, but he's doing exactly what he needs to do as we come to have 6 laps to go.
Harvick in the big battle here. Edwards looks to the high side, falls back in line. So he's got his teammate behind him. He can't totally discount the fact that David Reagan, he wants that spot too.
It's got to be frustrating for these guys to be able to see that lead and not be able to get any closer. It's like, see Kevin Harvick right here. He's looking right at the back of that car and saying, if I could just get another 1/10 of a second, I'd have him.
Yeah, if he'd just slip a little bit, he said I could get to his bumper.
History being made tonight at Auto Club Speedway of Southern California. There are the laps led today. Kyle Busch, 95 of 100 laps in the NASCAR Camping World Truck Series. Now, those are the laps he's led thus far. No one has ever won 2 National Touring Series races in the same day in NASCAR's 61-year history. They've never won all 3 events in the same weekend in a NASCAR race. And Kyle Busch trying to get one record and go for the other one here on Sunday.
He just totally dominated both of these races today.
And you see him still driving that thing down into the corner. The back end's just hung out. He's just driving this thing. I mean, the car's good. It obviously handles better than everybody else. Doesn't wear the tires. But, man, he really drives it hard. See him just slide the car into the corner as he goes down into turn 1.
That's Jason Ratcliffe, the crew chief there on top of the box. First time back in a while, and I'm sure he's looking forward to going down here and celebrating this win. 4 laps to go for this 18 car.
A year ago, Kyle Busch had a record-tying 10 victory season, tying the all-time great Sam R. He only ran 30 of the 35 races. Had he run the other 5 and had the same average finish, he would have won the series championship by 17 points.
Probably entered into his decision to run the full season this year, knowing just how good this team is. that he'd have a great shot at this championship.
See Kevin Harvick here still in second. He's still battling. He's driving his car hard. And Joey Logano there in third. He's pulled away from Carl Edwards and David Reagan by a little bit.
Kevin Harvick's team made some great decisions, made a great pit stop after having some fairly slow stops in the middle part of the race that got them behind, but they peaked at the right time. They made a good pit stop, and they made the right adjustment here. He's going to have a hard time holding off Joey Logano, though. He's got that high line working. Man, that Toyota gets it down the straightaway whenever he gets out that run off the corner from that high side. You really have to admire Joey Logano for what he's done, because he was struggling with his race car, but he moved around the racetrack and found a lane that worked for him with what his race car was, and he's done just a terrific job. And to see that out of an 18-year-old